extensions and lip filler and Botox and eyelash extensions or whatever you call those things. And next thing you know, like, you might look really pretty, but you don't look like you.
Welcome back to another episode of Gut Talk. Hello, Miss Jilly, from
Hello.
across the country.
True. And
I,
eating turkey.
and eating turkey. Jill just had an acupuncture appointment. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm in our parents' guest room that they haven't finished yet, so I look like I'm in this like weird room with blank walls, and I just felt the need to address that because things look odd over here.
And my body is covering all of the mess that's behind me.
You know what?
Oh,
I get, oh, okay. We just, we got to make do with what we have. Anyhow, we have a good episode for you guys today. And, I've been sick all week and
oh, here we
I'm
go.
feeling better today. So I just wanted to say if you hear any nasaliness, just know that that's me recovering from my 5-day cold that I got. A summer cold? Who is she? I don't know. And did you hear what Jill's response is? Something that really bothers me about our family is they don't let anyone be sick or have ailments. Like, I didn't feel great this week, and all I did was get shit for it. Like, my dad was like, "No, you're not." Like, mind over matter. And, of course, our mom is way more nurturing and she's empathizes with me. But there's a lot of like, just keep going, keep doing what you're doing. You can't have no time off, no days off. But I said, you guys, you know me. I like to rest. I love to give my body the rest that it needs. So that's what I did this week. Anyway, enough of that. Just wanted to address that. I'm feeling better today. So I know, Jill, you were really concerned.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to hear
No,
that.
she's just less annoyed that I'm not talking about it, is what it is.
I can't wait until you're healed. I'll tell you that much.
Thank you. Really
And we
kind
go to
of you.
Nashville next week, so you need to be on your game.
No, like on my game. I can't wait to talk to you guys about our Nashville trip. We are so excited. We're visiting two of our good guy friends who now live there, and Jill, Nada, and I are going. And I feel like it's going to be a great weekend. 4th of July weekend,
There's something about
Nashville.
there's something about those friends where you can truly be your most real self.
Yeah.
And Matt and Michael, the Gut Talk guys, as they call themselves, I've been friends with them since high school, and they're just the most incredible people, and we love them so much. And we are about to have such a good time in Nashville. I'm so excited.
Yeah, me
And
too. Like,
the thing is like we're drinking and we'll be eating some good food, but then we'll also be supporting our bodies. I'm for sure bringing Z-Biotics. Like they used to be a sponsor of ours. They're not anymore, but like I swear by Z-Biotics, you take it before you drink. I'll report back if I'm hungover next week.
honestly, can you get me some? I'll pay for it.
Sure.
Thank you.
Remind me though,
We'll
I'll
report
forget.
back. Okay, I need to know, and I'll share mine after. What are your highs and lows of the week? We haven't been
Ooh,
together in the past week. Give it to me. Give it to us. What's been going on in your life, highs and lows?
sure. We'll start with low.
Okay.
I don't know if I told mom this story, so I don't know if mom's gonna hear it on the pod for the first time, but someone was showing me a photo on iPhone. I'm like, when you show someone a photo or like a video, if you don't like click it properly, you see like the most recent photos that they took.
I didn't
And
know you were
this,
going this way. We
well,
didn't discuss this.
it's my low for sure. And this person, who I would say is like an acquaintance, this is not a friend. There was a wiener picture in the scroll bar.
Wait, like explain it a little better.
I can't
You're
without
looking
giving.
through their pictures, right? They were
No, no,
showing you
no.
something?
They are showing me one
One
photo,
photo,
like a
okay.
reference to a story they're telling
Right,
me.
that's
I
right.
can't give any more context or else it almost gives it away a little bit.
Yeah.
So, and this person, I don't think realized that I saw it.
You
I
saw
didn't even,
their wee wee pic.
well, yeah. And I just, I blacked out. I didn't hear or see anything else for the rest of the time I was with said group of people because I hope that person doesn't know that I saw it, but you can't unsee something like that. And this is a PSA to everyone that if you have inappropriate photos, go put them somewhere. And
Put them
certainly
in
do
your
not
hidden. Put them in your
Certain,
hidden.
I don't care where you put them. Just certainly don't put them somewhere where an innocent bystander can catch a stray weed, because I want no part of that.
That's brutal.
So
That's a major low.
yeah, it really that threw me for a loop that required recovery.
I understand.
Uh-huh.
And you don't
Yeah.
really react poorly to situations like that. Like, I feel like you can kind of take those hard things and just like really ignore them. This
Mhm.
really got you.
It
You were
did.
mortified.
Because I feel like things like that I don't even normally tell you or nada. Like I just keep
Like
going
you
about with my
walking
life.
into the floor above us room and the man was naked and you just kind of were like, "Oh,
You're telling that story so badly. I was going up to Nada's room and I counted my floors wrong. So I entered a man's apartment. It was unlocked, so shame on him. And I walk in and Nada and I are about to go on a walk. So I say, "You ready, Chuchi?" And a guy goes, "Holy fuck!" And I was like, and then I just walked out and then I forgot about it because it's
So you've
just
had
not that
two
big of a
lows
deal.
very recently.
No, whatever.
All
It
right, what's
isn't.
your highs now? Your high.
So last week we had Be Balanced by Michaela, aka our new bestie,
That
on the
was such
pod.
a good episode. You guys have to go listen to it if you haven't already.
Yeah, and also too, like her and I went and grabbed dinner Saturday night. And can I just say we would be besties in real life? We are besties in real life, now that I feel. And praying that we can like somehow convince her to move to Austin. We talked for 3 hours at dinner and I genuinely had the best time. Like she is the greatest person and I just really, really enjoyed my time. But she dropped the tea on her skincare, which includes Rhode, which is coming in the mail, and Prequel, which I got at Target. I already noticed a difference in my skin. Right now, I have some acne because I'm trying to work through my gut stuff and I think I'm just detoxing a little bit. But normally, my skin is pretty clear, but I have texture. And I really believe that Precool is starting to attack the texture. So,
Wow.
my high is that my new skincare routine is fun, affordable, and I think it's working.
And you're gonna help me, which is really a positive in my life, right? You're like
Yeah.
making sure everything is works. Cause like Jill and I both deal with this like texture, and I really think it's because I'm not using any skin products that like overturn my
Period.
skin.
You're just not using skin products.
Yeah, and I've always like skincare, makeup. I just like focus so much more on my on health things that I don't have the capacity to understand skin, makeup, hair, which I want to learn one day. I'll put that on my list, but yeah, I'm really excited. And I know a lot of the girls, we got a couple DMs want to know like what your thoughts are on the products and of Rhode and stuff. So we'll keep you guys updated in Instagram stories, but that's a really good high.
Thank you.
Now mine. So my high is that you guys will be really proud of me. I finally went on a date. Mom told me that before I came home because I'm home right now, as I mentioned, I needed to go on one date. She's like, literally, you've been in Austin for so long, like, just go on one date, one date. And when I say like been in Austin for so long, like I was just in Austin for 5 months straight. So she was like, okay, you can at least get one man to take you out on a date. So I did. And this isn't a dating podcast. I know you guys like to like know what we've been doing and that we do like to share. I'm not going to go into like details because I honestly like that freaks me out for people to know too much about it. If I'm being honest, like I just dating already gives me anxiety to like share so much. It's just not going to work with me. If you want to know the real story, like DM us, I'll share it. I honestly had a really good time, but this is my low. My low are the intricacies of dating. And when I say that, I mean like to me, dating is not fun. Do I like meeting men? Yeah. Like I hopefully will end up with a wonderful man one day. I know I will. I know that's in my cards. But dating to me gives me so much anxiety. I was actually talking to one of my good friends at coffee this morning about it, and she was kind of saying how like she deals with the same thing. She's also single. It's just like to me, I get very anxious. I feel like I'm not like grounded and present when I'm dating. And if you can like not like I feel like Jill, like I feel like you don't get that like worked up about it. Like I get very worked up about dating. You do a little bit. Yeah,
No,
whatever.
no, no. I'm
Okay.
like that.
Well,
That's fair.
it was also like my first date post not like taking decentering men from my life. We did a whole episode on like some of that. It was also my first date since being with my ex-boyfriend of 2 years. Like there was just a lot of things to it. And I felt so in my head, which Usually I can ground myself. Jill saw me before. Like I was freaking out. And I really just like couldn't ground myself, truly. And I think it's hard because dating's such this game of like you can't get not only like you can't just think so much about it because it's very fluid. You don't have to know if you like the person or not after the first date. Like it's just this like trial and error type thing, but I love like making connections with people and I also like don't want to feel the feeling of rejection. So it's not that I feel rejected. I just feel like I worry about dating. I'm like nervous about it and I think this, like being on this date, realize that I definitely have some more work to do. Maybe putting myself out there even more will help. I know like people say it's like a numbers game. Like you need to, and like I went on a date with a really nice guy. Like don't get me wrong, it wasn't a bad date by any means. But I just feel like I overthink all of
It's
it.
you have trouble with the like like are we supposed to be texting? Like what's a good like
Yeah.
should like there's just you don't like the details around the date. You don't like getting ready for the date. Like I think the actual date itself is the least
Yeah,
bad
it's like
part for you.
everything around it. And like I definitely was overthinking on the date, which was really hard because I just was taken like I was just overwhelmed, if that makes sense. And I say that because I'm someone who really likes to be in control, and I think dating really takes me out of that. And so I think it's a good challenge, but I wouldn't, I guess my low is the fact that like I just need to relax. And like, I think I think too much about dating, and which is kind of disappointing to me because, again, I do want to meet someone. And I know, like, obviously, you have to meet people to meet your partner. So I'm going to take my low and learn from it and hopefully go on some more dates coming up and keep you guys updated. But it was a good date. It was nice. It was fun. It was just like, I think I let myself overthink all these situations, which makes it worse. Like, I make
Yeah.
it bigger than it really is.
I think like I'm not dating, so it's not like I'm actively practicing this, but I've gone on a lot of dates in the past and
Yeah.
I think I'm big on like after a breakup, like I like to spend time by myself. I like to learn from the breakup. I like dive into bettering myself and my mentality and what I've learned. And like I go through this like post-mortem, like retrospective process. But I will say that like when I was dating, you're right. Like I feel like I don't get phased because I think two things. One is like I just know that like a lot of dates aren't going to go well. Like I have some really funny date stories. Like we never went on a date again for a good reason. Like I went 2 hours without a man asking a single question about me. Like it was insufferable. Or like one where this guy just like kept telling me that I was out of his league, and I'm like, now I believe you, and I don't want to
Right.
be here anymore. You know,
No,
but
I
like
believe you.
but like those things didn't impact me. So I guess it's like I've had dates where like I thought they could go really well and then they didn't, and then you just move on. And then the other thing is like I think about it as like, they're auditioning for me. Like I'm just gonna be myself, and if you don't like me, then that's your problem. And if I don't like you, then you lose. Like and I'm not that what's the word, egotistical or like narcissistic in real life, but like you have to look at dating as just like someone is auditioning to potentially come into your life, and like are they the right fit for the role? Do they have what it takes? Do you enjoy them in that role? And if not, then bye. Like we're
Yeah.
good, you
I think that's
know?
the way I need to approach it now is this like I'm not like I need to see if this works for me. Like not necessarily like do I work for them? Like for me, I'm learning about them. I can let them like learn about me, but I think I get so overly critical of like what I say, what I do, and like naturally as a person, like I'm a social person. I love chatting with people. I'm such like an inquisitive person. I like asking questions. I make it so much bigger, which makes me overthink it when naturally I would be perfectly fine. Like if this guy was just my friend, we'd be best friends. So I think it's like, right, taking a little bit away from that and like making it more of, do I like him rather than like, I need to make sure he likes me. And we were set up,
Yeah.
which also could have put a little bit more pressure because I really like
One
didn't want to,
billion percent.
yeah, like I didn't want to disappoint these people and stuff. And I guess, yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I think it's just, I don't want to necessarily consider it a low because I'm not disappointed by it. I think I'm disappointed by the fact that I have not like controlled how I think about dating and
It's
let me
taking up
take
a
that
lot of
back.
your it's renting a
It's
lot of space in your
yeah, it
brain.
rents space in my head. But yeah, I think that kind of transitions a little bit into like what we wanted to talk about as like the bread and butter today. And it's more of like we've had these conversations with you guys, right? About Jill and I being 28 and 30 and how we feel like we're really starting to peak. And besides dating, like, believe it or not, my confidence and our health, and I'll speak for both of us because we've had this conversation, like, a lot of things feel like they're really coming into fruition now in our life as opposed to 24, 25, or even 26. Like, really, it took us turning 28 and 30 to really feel like we've started to come into our own and also really being more at peace with that timing and feeling like a little bit later. And so, Jill, do you want to kind of take it off about like expand on what we've been talking about for a little while now?
Yeah, well, I just feel like I'm finally in the past few months have, especially with the work I've had to do to get myself out of the dark hole of a breakup, is I've had to evolve. And I feel like I'm evolving into finally the person like you know yourself and you know who you can be, like who you can become. And I think the utmost confidence comes from when you are actually living as your best self. And in college, it's so crazy because I was a D1 athlete, like I had great friends, like I didn't have an issue like meeting guys, but I was a doormat. Like I couldn't stand up to the people I really wanted to stand up to. And I look back and I just feel like so sad for myself. I would stand up if you hurt one of my friends or my sister, like I would go for like your entire life. But if you were mean to me, for some reason, it was really hard to stand up for myself. And then when I look at my earlier 20s and who I dated, like they ran me over, took their car, run me over, rerun until I'm literally pancake flat. And then like Lizzie McGuire pancake flat, I'd literally come up finally on like after like rollover number 19 and be like, enough is enough. I'm
Mm-hmm.
done. But
Mm-hmm.
like it took so long. And with friendships too. Like I've had a lot of friendships that I look back and I'm like, they were not my friend for the right reasons
Yeah.
or not a good friend to me. And so, anyway, all of that is to say that sometimes that thought passes through my head of like, I'm not married and I'm not settled down and I don't have a house and two kids. And like, I'm just now figuring out how to like control my finances. I'm just now figuring out how to have a consistent routine. This is the most consistent I've ever been in the gym. I finally have a skincare, like, all of the things are starting to line up where I'm like, I really am happy just as me as a human. And I just think that it's really hard for women who are in their later 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, late 30s, because it's almost like you should be at this place and you're not. And when I went through my breakup, one of the hardest things to digest was like, I'm restarting at 30. I was, I had been unemployed. I had been broken up with. I didn't really like my body all that much, not to like where we are now. And so I think that where why I really wanted to talk about this was I just feel like there are so many women that speak out recently that I've spoken out recently about like I'm 33 and like I literally had the biggest crash out of my life and it's so not peaceful. It's like what's the word? It's so soothing
Mm-hmm.
honestly to hear that and I've
Or
really
reassuring.
finally it's reassuring. I finally accepted that like okay, I'm 30 and I'm starting to get it together and also I am so grateful that I did not marry someone before this point because it could work for other people. I know you can grow in a relationship. I don't think I'd be who I am today, career driven as I am, with the friends, living in Austin, Texas. I think if I found a guy that I really liked, I would have been like, whatever you want. And I would
Right.
have just like, and I'm just so appreciative that this evolution is happening later and I'm like fully trying to embrace it, but it's a little scary at the same time.
I agree. And I wish that someone would have told me that a lot of my 20s up until now, and still is, a lot of trial and error. Because I think for a long time, I was putting my pressure on myself to be something that like I couldn't be in that time.
Mhm.
And I used to always get upset. Why can't I keep my same workout routine? Why couldn't I stay strong with the same eating the same way? Why, there were so many things that I think that while I was learning, I was also putting pressure on myself and getting down on myself for not doing or being what I really wanted to be. But I think looking back now, I'm so freaking glad that a lot of that time was spent, I mean, like post grad up until now, trialing and erroring the shit out of things because it's gotten me to this place. Like, one, I'm extremely grateful for the routines and where I'm at right now. Like, I don't know if I could have been as grateful as where I'm at now if I didn't have like my lows in at age 24, 25, 23. That's one thing. And two is that now I like really feel like I've settled into this place of like I'm not you anyone who knows who watches me on a day, I'm not like extreme or I'm not like wildly strict. But I've now stayed very disciplined with the things that I like to do and the things that I make me feel good. And that all took time. And I think now being able to sit in that and like be really proud of myself about that, it feels really good and it allows me like I have grown so much as a person and I think you have too. And we've done that going through relationships, going through breakups, and that's not even part of it. It's like our health issues too. Jill and I have
Yeah.
gone up and down and up and down. I mean, I went from extremely bloated and anxious to really thin and not at all to back to blowing up when we're starting to go out again and we moved to Austin and like I don't know, I just like couldn't control myself or my emotions. And then down and now back up. It's like we've really, you and I, especially with our health, have been on a roller coaster, especially our
Yeah.
mental health too.
And I think there's a few things that I wanted to point out just as things that I've learned that I hope maybe you just need to hear a little bit more and it might click for someone. I think one is that if you're afraid that people are going to leave your life and so you take alternate courses or actions to keep them there, they're going to leave anyway.
Mm,
If someone doesn't want to be your friend or if someone doesn't want to be in a relationship with you and you try to like course correct to keep them there, you're
yeah.
just prolonging the inevitable.
Hmm.
Right. And so, like, if you're constantly like forcing someone to hang out with you, or like you're always the one to like make the effort, or if there's something in your gut that like like is telling you, like, I don't know that this fits, but like you're forcing it, nothing forced ever stays. It always goes. It just makes it arguably more painful because you're just prolonging the inevitable. And I hate the thing of like let them go and like what's meant to be will come back. I'm not saying let them go. I'm just saying that like
Let them.
but just like if like
I'm
when you
kidding.
stop forcing so many things in your life, then you make room for the things that are actually supposed to be there. People, hobbies, opportunities, everything. And I am a forcer. I can make a lot of shit happen, but it doesn't mean that it should happen just because I'm smart enough to make it happen. And that has been like challenging for me. A lot of letting go and being like I think too, I've had a lot of relationships and friendships where I've bit my tongue and I haven't either defended myself, stuck up for myself, or said what needed to be said because I was nervous of how they would react. But like, then what? Right? Like my best people in my life, I have gotten into arguments with, I've gone through tough times with. They don't leave. You just get through it. Now, don't like go biting someone's head off and like screaming at them and like saying things you can't take back, but like you know what I mean? Like you should be able to express how you feel without a fear of them leaving,
Yeah,
if that makes
I
sense.
love that.
Um, Another thing that I really wanted to point out was that when I was even like a few years ago, I think I was just very insecure with like who I actually was. And I think a lot of it was around like social media had gotten big and all of the sudden we're like growing up in real time and yet like everyone's starting to get lip filler and then everyone's starting to get Botox and procedures that I probably didn't even know existed. And then everyone got really good at makeup and contouring and then you had all of these like different things. Like now the latest is like the Ozempic thing, and it feels like everyone's like skinnier than you. And I found it really hard to like my body. And I've said this on a podcast episode before, but in a like moment of weakness, like 2 years ago, I asked my dermatologist what she thought about like lip filler for me. And she said, "Why would you get it? Like, your lips are great." And I was like, "Well, I don't know. I just like when my upper lip, like when I laugh, like it curls under and exposes my gums." And she's like, "But that makes you you."
Mm,
And I know I've told the story before, but I think it's
hmm
so important to reiterate because it made me think of everything, right? Like my ears are massive. I used to get called Dumbo, but they're Papa Rudy's ears and Dad's ears. And like my lip curling up is mom. And it might be harder if you don't love your family.
Right.
But I think I started to embrace the things that make me look different from people. I don't want to look like everyone else. I don't want to have the same lips as 25% of the girls at bars at Austin, Texas. I also don't want to spend $1,000 every other month to keep up with it. And also, what happens if I start dating a guy and he really likes me and I have to keep up $1,500 worth of eyelash extensions and hair dyes? And I'm not saying I will never dye my hair, but like when you start adding up, hair extensions is a better one. Hair extensions and lip filler and Botox and eyelash extensions or whatever you call those things. And next thing you know, like you might look really pretty, but you don't look like you. And I know that there's a massive amount of people who will disagree with me. And a lot of women, there was a trend that was like how much better they looked post filler and Botox. But there has been nothing more soothing in my life than just being like, well, this is what I look like. And I can try to enhance it like whitening strips, great, like making my teeth whiter, or like trying to get better at makeup. I can do those things without drastically changing the appearance of myself. And like, I think that there's a piece and also like healthy bank account that comes along with just like letting go, with trying to keep up with everything people are doing to like attempt to achieve this unrealistic beauty standard.
Yeah, and I think what you can do and obviously I think that too comes with like growth and maturity, right? Is like appreciating yourself for who you are. One thing I would say about that topic, which like I love what you're saying and I completely agree. Like I think absolutely we should all appreciate our natural beauty. But what I would also say is like are you getting these treatments done because you genuinely have thought about it for so long? Like, for example, one of my best friends just got her boobs done. They were messed up because of birth control. She was very insecure about them for so long. She got a boob job. It completely changed the way she viewed her body.
Incredible.
Incredible.
Love
I
that.
love you for that. I'm so
Right.
happy. I literally am so happy. I'm like, please send me pictures of your boobs. Or are you just sitting on social media comparing yourself to
Mm,
the filters people are putting on, to the 0.00001% of the population who has gotten a bunch of work done and looks absolutely amazing? Like, are you doing it because you genuinely want to enhance something, or are you doing it because you are just simply comparing and you
yeah.
think your lips look a little smaller than blah, blah, blah on Instagram? Like,
Mm.
that's where it's hard because I think like go ahead.
Well, I just want to say that, like, I fully support that. I think that there is a difference
Yeah, there is a
between getting
difference.
your boobs done, or, like, for instance, our cousin got a nose job, I think, after high school. She did have, like, a pretty big, like, ridge that, like, stuck out. And for her, it was something she thought about every single day. It had
Uh-huh.
nothing to do with social media, it was something that bothered her for years. And I think that's incredible.
Agreed.
I think the difference, at least in my mind, is again, are you doing something because you're almost like fixing a problem or fixing something you perceive as a problem versus this unachievable, constantly trying to enhance lips
Beauty
that are,
standard. Yeah.
yeah, because guess what? You never get half a syringe in your lips and then feel good about it, right?
You're
Like,
always looking for more.
I am the biggest Alex Earl stan. I love her so much, but you
Yeah.
can't tell me that her lips, they don't look real.
Well, she's also come on and said that she's taken it too far before.
Right. Because, but you know why? Because she's in front of the camera every day.
Hmm
And I actually fully understand that even more. I know I'm going all over. I believe that as a social media influencer, and I don't consider us that, I'm talking like really big ones. I feel like it would be so freaking hard to constantly see yourself online in so many different capacities.
Well,
It's even hard for us.
yeah, like we'll see ourselves on the podcast cameras and we're like, oh my God, like that is not my
But
angle.
but at the same time, the majority of us are just living normal lives. And so it's like we're making our lips bigger and taking away every wrinkle and every emotion. Like I love Kristen Cavallari because she's like, I want to emote. I want to show shock versus excitement versus frustration. Like I don't want it all to look the same.
Yeah.
And Ariel Laurie had someone on her podcast recently, her podcast as well. And it was I think it was a plastic surgeon or an esthetician or something. And she was like, it actually at some point makes you look older rather than younger when you try to freeze your face
Yeah.
because it just doesn't look natural. And so, but the point is it's not about altering something. I love that your friend got a boob job. Like when she was with us, I was like, I seriously love that for you. I think it's when it's constantly trying to chase this unrealistic standard. Like the example would be like if she got her boobs done and then she got them redone because she wanted them to look a little bit bigger, but then she got like liposuction in her arms to like change you know what I mean? It's like when it's never enough and then you just keep going and
Yeah.
like and the last thing I'll say about that is I recently saw an influencer, and I know like you've heard the story because I've ranted to you, was like she was actually spending my apartment's worth of rent in a month keeping up with beauty. And it's like, for what?
Yeah.
Because everyone's doing it, I think it's even so much harder to like just be good with all of your own imperfections. And it's hard, but there's a level of confidence that comes with leaning into that.
Yeah, there is. And I think it's like, okay, how are you creating your own confidence? Like for
Right.
us, it's been taking care of ourselves, going to the gym, taking care of our health, like getting ready every single day, putting on makeup. Like I think kind of like the moral of what we're trying to say is really being one, being at peace with like who you are and what you're evolving into
And authentic.
and authentic, but also like being at peace with your like the timing of your life. Like we're kind of talking about where we're at right now at 28 and 30. Like we're both people who what were you going to say?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, being really photogenic or being really pretty should not be the most interesting thing about you. And I think it gets like you and I are so guilty of it. Is like we care so much about what we look like, but like when we're in Nashville next weekend with our true friends, at the end of the day, we won't be thinking about like what we look like. It's going to be the vibes, the energy, the giggles, the laughs, the fun. And it's like, I just feel like it's so easy to get so caught up in that. It's like, but that's not what's important. Like, I
Yeah.
love a good outfit. I love a good face to put on. I love a good hairdo. But at the end of the day, if that's what's most important to you, you're missing out on so much. And I'm saying all of this is to say, like, I couldn't truly say this message 2 years ago, 4 years ago,
Mm,
definitely college or like early 20s, because I was out there trying to chase whatever it was. And quite frankly, I think the only reason I never got like filler and like major enhancements is because our dad would have
yeah.
given
He would
us
have a
the absolute
conniption.
he would, but all of it is to say it's like if this is what makes you confident, then go for it. But I feel like oftentimes it's just a gateway drug, and I don't think it stops there. I think trying to just be authentic to yourself is going to feel so much better. And if you're authentic to yourself with a boob job, go off, girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. And but we do have to say I do truly believe that social media has done this
Oh, for
to
sure.
a lot of our generation.
Yeah. I
Um,
think about sometimes Joe Rogan posts this like photo and it's like a guy sitting under a waterfall and it's basically like I forget the actual meme, but it's basically saying like this guy has no idea any of these issues exist and like the peace that he has. If we didn't have social media, would you be getting your lips done? And if the answer is still yes, incredible. I think our friend would still be getting a boob job if social media didn't exist. So go on, queen. Or is it because you saw so many hours of people and you started to like not really be like in touch with yourself and like what's
yeah,
important?
yeah,
So I agree. It's social media 1 billion percent. And again, if it's not, then keep on keeping on because that means that like you're living true to yourself and that's great.
yeah, yeah, I agree.
So that's where I stand on that.
Cool. It's an interesting conversation and I love I want to talk about this. I think we should have an open dialogue. If you guys think differently or have another opinion or agree with us, let us know. We're just sharing what we want to share in our thoughts, but I wish we could have this you guys sitting right here because I would love to know what you guys are saying when you're walking or in your cars right now. I'm just curious. It's really a curious, interesting conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys talk about this with your friends or maybe your sister or your family because I really do think it's a huge, not issue right now, but a large topic and something that a lot of people are focused on. Even at coffee this morning, my friend asked me, she was like, do you think I should get something done? I've kind of been thinking about it. And I'm like, listen, and I won't say her name, but I'm like, are you just doing this because you just saw somebody get something done? Or I'm like, you are beautiful. You are beautiful the way you are. And I kind of in the nicest way, kind of talked her out of it. I didn't even say that much, but she was like, wait, you're right. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wow. I mean, I was like, I love you. I think you look beautiful. You can do whatever you want, but why? What's the intention behind it? So,
Yeah. The last thing that I'll say about the topic is just that I feel like finding things that bring you true joy is such a skill in life, right?
yeah.
Finding things that actually make you happy and then doing those. And you'll listen to this and you're like, yeah, of course, duh. But are you doing things that make you happy? Are you doing the things that you feel like you need to do to fit in or
Hmm.
that you want to do because everyone else is doing? And why I say that is because I have been someone who and Jenna knows this, is if you really let me do whatever I want, it's not anywhere close to what most people do or want.
Yeah.
I just, my, what is it? I march to a little bit of a different beat of a drum. I don't mean that's not good, but whatever. And I recently have just really started pulse checking. Am I doing this because I feel like I need to, or am I doing this because I really want to? And when I found that I was doing things that I really wanted to do, I realized that what I'm doing is very different. And so I just that's something I wish someone would have told me a long time ago of start pulse checking whether you're doing something because you feel like you need to or because you actually want to. Sometimes you got to do things you don't want to do, obviously, but it's led me to different hobbies and I've structured my days and my weeks differently when there are things that I actually want to do versus feeling things I feel like I have to do.
No, I love that. Yeah. That's so true. I
So
mean, food for thought. Okay, transitioning into the end of the episode, we've decided that we want to bring you guys in more, get you more involved. And so we're doing right now, we're going to start with what is a question box on our Instagram story. So make sure you are following us there at Gut Talk Girls. And so today we asked, what is one thing that you swear by that has made your life better? Because, you guys, you hear us talk about all these things all the time. We want to hear it from you. We want to get
yeah,
your advice. I know other people want to get involved too. So I just want to share some of the ones that,
I haven't heard any of these, so
yeah,
it'll
that were
be my
interesting.
live reaction.
One that I saw was saying no. She literally wrote say no, which I love. In certain ways, kind of goes on with the theme that Jill was talking about of having the confidence to stand up for yourself. So I love that one. A lot of people said things in the morning, training in the morning, morning sunlight, walking outside more often, which I love that. I feel like those are obviously things that I absolutely love. Morning sunshine, walks. Someone said, I know a hot topic, but Zoloft, LOL, has helped me so much. And preach girl, I literally love that for you. Zoloft, I've talked about it before. We need a whole anxiety episode because I have a lot to say, but I loved Zoloft, so happy for you. Amino acids. She uses them every single day and she feels such a difference. Love
Love that.
that. Removing health fitness accounts that aren't my body type. Oh, that's really interesting.
I can totally see that being
Jill, I feel like you've
helpful.
kind of been in that era before.
I'm a big muter and blocker. If
Yeah.
if the person follows me, if it's a mutual follow, I'll mute if I need. But if
Yeah.
not, my block lists are long. It has nothing to do with them. If you need to block us, I fully support it.
No, I love that.
I get it.
So many walks. I literally love this. Actually eating 3 meals, being skinny doesn't feel nearly as good as fe being fed and nourished.
You know what's so crazy is
That's
I was what?
no, I love that. What? You were what?
Oh, I was looking at my photos from during the pandemic, and I took so many photos of myself because I was skinny. And I was like, why was I so skinny? I can't naturally be that
You were
skinny.
malnourished.
I was literally not eating
That's insane. I mean,
because I was
like,
working so much that I would
yeah,
eat breakfast at like 3 p.m. I was probably consuming like 1,000 calories. Like Michaela said, like we don't need the caloric intake
take of
of
a
a
toddler.
exactly.
No, that's like been sticking with me. I've kind of like, yeah, I loved her. Thank God she said that. Um, a couple more cutting way back on alcohol. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like anyone can benefit from that. I love that.
Did you just write all of
I'm like
these?
literally, I'm like, are you guys just talk like we feel like I'm obsessed with this. I love that these have changed your guys' life. Oh, someone said getting my golden retriever. Not sure if that counts, but it's the best thing ever. I mean,
Oh,
I'm
of
as
course.
someone who's absolutely obsessed with dogs, I would say it is.
I would bring Duke
Um,
up onto the pod right now, but he's actively going out of bone, so we need
I
to give
could,
him that
yeah, like
piece.
I've seen him in the background of it. My aura ring, a lot of walks, taking magnesium, kettlebell workouts, good sleep, and tracking it on my Garmin. Oh, I want to try the Garmin. I want like I feel like a trackable device would be, I mean, I have the aura ring, I'm wearing it right now, but
You
something
want
about
a
the Garmin,
Garmin?
it just like intrigues me. I feel like a lot of people use it. I don't need it, but
Huh.
anyway, okay, I love those all so much. I feel like we'll get
But
like
can I
more,
say something? I was
yeah.
really hoping for something that I hadn't heard before. Like I wanted to take something home and try it out. And quite frankly, I feel like we do all of those things.
Yeah,
We've all
honestly.
got here at Gut Talk, we've all just become one brain.
We really
One
have,
brain.
but can I be honest? I don't know if we were as specific enough. Like, I would say those things too if I was in a question box. So let's get
Mm,
more specific with how we're asking our questions, and maybe we'll get answers that you'll be. No, I actually
like
love all
what's
of those
one
answers,
thing we would
but
be shocked to hear leveled up
yeah,
your life?
like a hot take. What is one thing? Okay,
Dang
we'll have
it.
to do that next episode because I actually want to
Yeah.
know. Like, I want to try like someone's crazy routine that,
Right.
like, trying our community's root like crazy like routine that they swear by. We could do like a whole TikTok series on that. Okay, let me
You
think about
can.
it.
I like my routine.
Well, I mean, like trying like what if someone's like, I absolutely swear by like I don't know
Oh yeah. No, I get what you're
some
saying. Like
XYZ.
like for example, I was trying to get mom to like try this like cream for her rosacea and then she was
Yeah.
like, ever since I started putting castor oil on my face, I've had no problem whatsoever. It's
No,
saved my
her
skin.
skin looks it dead.
Can
But
it's
like it
what?
did
It
save
looks
her
what?
skin. It looks so much
Oh,
better.
I thought you said her skin looks dead. I was like, that's
No,
mean.
it did. It
Oh, it
did.
did. And nosily it did. One thing I also want to say is it was mom's birthday a few days ago. And obviously, you guys know our parents are like super health focused, but especially our mom, like she's lifting weights, she's working out every day, she does all the things. And when you posted that photo of mom, her legs,
I know. Go off, Queen.
all I ever want in life is just to have mom's legs. Like if
Yeah.
that's what my legs look at, I will not disclose mom's age.
She'll be
Like
grateful for you.
I will be grateful. Like thank you, mom, because I'm pretty sure we have the same legs.
No, yeah, she's doing so well. I'm like, okay, now we need to work on you increasing your weight a little bit more. We need to go till
Her weight?
failure.
Oh, the
Her,
weight
the
she's
weight, yeah,
lifting.
the weight she's lifting.
I was like, she looks
Weights,
fine.
yeah. No, she looks great. I'm really proud of her.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. Please like, comment, subscribe on YouTube.
No, like
Um,
please watch on YouTube, even if
rate
you're
and
not
re
watching it. Put it on
yeah.
your TV and then walk away. We
Rate
need
and review
views.
on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and we'll see you next week. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.